Hello, I'm Robin Fike to Stamping Country. Welcome to my stamping studio. So glad you decided to stop by for the last of my installments on organizing your craft room. Let's get started. What would a craft room be without rubber stamps? Whether you have the wood mount stamps or the clear mount stamps, you're going to want to be able to retrieve them quickly and easily. So why not store them on a bookshelf so that you can easily slip them from the shelf and put them, and also to put them back very easily. If you have them stacked on one on top of the other, they're harder to get, especially that one on the bottom, or in a drawer where you never see them and you can't remember what you have. You can quickly and easily look to see if you have a particular stamp when they're stored like books on end. If your embellishments are stored so that you can easily reach for them, you're more likely to use them. So I use a stack and store for all my buttons, brads, clips, that sort of thing. And you could twirl it around. It's decorated with designer paper in the centers and little buttons, and of course a ribbon. In a previous How to Organize Your Craft Room video, I showed you how to store your dies in a shoe rack. Why not get a second shoe rack? It could be reminiscent of an old roll-top desk, but the bins are a little bit bigger, and you can store things such as your envelopes or your baker's twine, your linen thread, your mat packs, anything else that you need to organize and you want to be able to slip from the shelf very quickly. Also want to have some drawers and other shelves to finish out your room. When you store your markers, this is just a tip. Because the markers are dual tip, that means that they have ink flowing from both ends, you want to make sure that your markers are stored horizontally. But there are other items that you're going to want to store vertically, and you may be out of space by this time. You don't have any more counter space. If that's the case, try hanging buckets or baskets on your walls or your cabinets for those items. For instance, did you know that your two-way glue pens need to be stored so that the point is facing down? Otherwise the tips dry out and you've just ruined them. The same is true with your gel pens. So make sure that you store those so that they are facing down. Don't forget to store your magazines where you can retrieve them and find them and also see what you have. So little magazine racks that you can hang on the wall are really handy. For your punches, think out of the box. I found this rack and a garden department at a local store during gardening season, and I store some of my punches there. Or you can have, this one was custom made by my dad, so you'll want to store those. Make sure that your ribbons and other accessories are easily accessible, and they're pretty, because ribbons are so pretty. Women are always writing notes to ourselves, so we're also going to want to allow a space for our dry erase board or our chalkboard. This one was decorated with the decor elements, the lovely wildflowers complement my room so well. So glad you could come to visit my studio for the last installment of How to Organize Your Craft Room. Thanks for visiting me. Hope you've picked up a lot of tips from this series on organizing your craft room.